Pregnancy is often described as a joyful time, a moment of anticipation and happiness. And while that can be true, it is also very common for something else to appear quietly alongside it: anxiety. For many people, pregnancy anxiety comes as a surprise. You may wonder why you feel worried when everything seems fine, or why your mind keeps jumping to worst-case scenarios. Understanding what is normal and what may need attention can bring a lot of relief. First, it's important to say this clearly. Feeling anxious during pregnancy does not mean something is wrong with you, and it does not mean something is wrong with your baby. Anxiety during pregnancy is extremely common, especially in the first and third trimesters, when change feels the most intense. Your body is changing rapidly, hormones are shifting, your identity is adjusting. Your sense of control is different than before. All of this creates uncertainty, and uncertainty naturally triggers anxiety. This is not weakness. It is biology and psychology working together. Normal pregnancy anxiety often shows up as worry that comes and goes. You might find yourself thinking about whether the baby is okay, whether you're doing everything right, or whether you'll be a good parent. You may feel more sensitive to physical sensations, noticing every ache, cramp, or change in your body. You might Google symptoms more than usual or seek reassurance more often. These behaviors are very common, especially early on. Another normal form of anxiety is emotional fluctuation. Some days you feel calm and connected, and other days you feel overwhelmed or tearful without a clear reason. Pregnancy hormones can intensify emotions, but they don't create them from nothing. They simply lower the filter. This emotional sensitivity is part of the process of adjustment, not a sign that something is wrong. Sleep changes can also contribute to anxiety. Difficulty falling asleep, waking up frequently, or having vivid dreams are common during pregnancy. When sleep is disrupted, the mind becomes more reactive. Thoughts feel louder, worries feel heavier, and anxiety feels harder to manage. This does not mean anxiety is taking over. It often means your body needs rest and reassurance. What is also normal is fear about the unknown. Pregnancy is one of the few experiences where you cannot fully predict the outcome, no matter how much you prepare. Fear of labor, fear of complications, fear of change, these fears don't mean you are ungrateful or unprepared. They mean you care. Now, let's talk about when anxiety may move beyond what's considered normal and deserves more attention. Pregnancy anxiety becomes concerning when it is constant, overwhelming, and begins to interfere with daily functioning. If anxious thoughts feel uncontrollable, if they dominate most of your day, or if reassurance never seems to help, that is a signal worth listening to. Anxiety that doesn't ease with rest, support, or time may need professional guidance. Another sign is when anxiety is accompanied by physical symptoms that feel extreme or persistent, such as frequent panic attacks, intense shortness of breath unrelated to pregnancy changes, or a constant feeling of dread. Occasional panic can happen during pregnancy, but repeated episodes that leave you exhausted or fearful of the next one are not something you need to handle alone. Intrusive thoughts are another area that often causes fear. Some pregnant people experience sudden, unwanted thoughts about harm or loss. These thoughts are distressing precisely because they go against your values. Having intrusive thoughts does not mean you want them to happen. It means your anxious mind is misfiring under stress. When these thoughts become frequent or unbearable, professional support can be very helpful. It's also important to pay attention if anxiety leads to avoidance, avoiding appointments, avoiding information, or withdrawing from support because fear feels too intense. Pregnancy should not feel like something you must survive alone. So what can you do if you're experiencing pregnancy anxiety? First, normalize it. Anxiety feeds on shame and silence. When you understand that many others feel the same way, anxiety loses some of its power. Talk about it with someone you trust. You don't need solutions, you need space to be honest. Second, ground yourself in what is happening now, not what might happen later. Anxiety pulls the mind into the future. Gentle grounding, focusing on breath, body sensations, or simple routines helps bring you back into the present moment where you are safe right now. Third, limit information overload. Constantly searching symptoms and stories can increase anxiety, even when intentions are good. Choose 1 or 2 reliable sources and give yourself permission to stop scrolling. Fourth, be kind to your nervous system. Rest when you can, eat regularly, move gently if possible. These are not small things. They are stabilizers for your mind. And finally, know that seeking support is not a failure. Talking to a healthcare provider, therapist, or midwife about anxiety is a responsible and caring choice for both you and your baby. Support does not mean something is wrong. It means you are taking care of yourself. Pregnancy anxiety exists on a spectrum. Some worry is normal, some fear is natural, and sometimes extra support is needed. None of these realities define your worth or your ability to be a good parent. Your body is learning something new. Your mind is adjusting to change. You are allowed to feel uncertain while still moving forward. If you want more calm, honest content about pregnancy, emotional well-being, and what to expect week by week, consider subscribing to the channel. New videos are created to support you through this journey, one step at a time.